Largest case of strep throat, and he will not be with us tonight. Chuckster is here, and our brother is back. Kenny Smith.
Good to be back.
Welcome back, my friend.
Great to have you back,
brother. Good to be back. Appreciate all the warm welcome and the heartfelt energy that I felt over this last week, man. It was incredible. So, sent my mom off the right way, man. The right way.
Yeah, for sure. Great to have you back.
Good to be back.
All right. Doubleheader tonight, as I noted already, is the Boston Celtics on the road at Washington in a 2-1 series, followed by the Spurs and the Rockets with San Antonio up 2-1. The Wizards, unbeaten at home in this postseason, will try to keep that mark intact and tie things up with the Celtics in Game 4 at the bottom of the hour. In a series that's been contentious and unpredictable, there's been a trend that has to be concerning if you're the Celtics, and that has been Washington's jackrabbit starts. We head to the Verizon Center in D.C., David Aldridge, the Hall of Famer, standing by. D.A., what you got?
Well, E.J., you mentioned it. The first quarter has been really anathema for the Boston Celtics. They gave up 42 points in the first quarter of Game 2. They gave up a 22-0 run to the Wizards in Game 3 here in Washington, and especially here in Washington, where the Wizards have been very good at home this year. Brad Stevens knows a slow start is not a formula for success.
They're just a really good, talented group, and whether it's the first quarter or last quarter, whatever, it's a group that has a lot of options.
I mean, I got to be a little more aggressive to start the games, and don't really worry too much about their double or triple teams. I just got to play my game and do what I need to do to help my teammates be successful.
But we take good shots and take care of the ball. We can control the runs and stuff like that, the transition points. So I just feel like we take that out of the game. We give ourselves a chance to be strong coming out of the first quarter.
E.J., one change for the Celtics in the starting lineup. Brad Stevens going to go back to Amir Johnson at power forward ahead of Gerald Green. They've been going back and forth with that. I think Brad Stevens feels like, hey, we're going to be big. We're going to do the best we can with the size, because the Wizards have taken advantage of them inside with size, especially Marcin Gortat's had a really effective last couple of games. Ernie?
David Aldridge, thank you very much. We'll yap at you later. Chuckster, it seems to me that what you've wanted to see out of the Wizards defensively, you finally saw in Game 3, throwing a lot of bodies at Isaiah Thomas.
Oh, throwing bodies at him, making the game physical, and also double teaming him a lot. I don't understand why more teams don't do that. He scores every single basket for them down the stretch. You got to make some of these other guys make some shots. I mean, you have got, because he's a terrific player, but I'm not going to let one guy beat me. You look in one of the games, the Rockets, one of the games, they started taking the ball out of Kawhi Leonard's hand. I mean, you can't let one man just dominate the game and the ball.
So he scores 53 in Game 2 as the Celtics take a 2-0 lead, and then scores 13 on 3 of 8 in Game 3.
Fatigue. Fatigue. I mean, his whirlwind of emotions, a whirlwind of travel, whirlwind of play, you would expect him not to keep that up. I didn't think he could keep that up. It's just incredible. But the other thing, what makes him tough to guard and double team is because of his size. Because when he turns a corner on a pick and roll and he's coming at your big, he's so low to the ground where it's not a traditional double team. And so what happens is, if he gets by you in the double team, then it's really like a fast break again. Then it's like a 3-on-2. So his ability to go at the big guy and before he's allowed to double team him makes him different than if John Wall is getting double teamed or James Harden's getting double teamed. His small stature is actually a benefit for him than anyone else that probably gets double team.
Let me say one thing, too. That suspension was bogus.
We were just about to get into that.
That was a bogus suspension.
Well, let's look at it. It's Kelly Oubre and Kelly Olynyk.
First of all, this is not a dirty pick. I don't even understand why Oubre overreacted like this, because you can see when you set a dirty pick on a guy, you act like you meant to do it. He's trying to talk to the referee. And that is not a suspendable offense, in my opinion. He should have got tossed. But unless you throw punches, you should not get suspended.
But you know what made it worse? If that had happened right there and he got up and got in his face, then everything's forgotten. I think it's that sprint to the baseline to make contact with him that probably sold it, don't you think?
Well, yeah, I think overall, I don't think he meant to have a dirty play. However, he did come up above the head. He did come up above the head. He didn't mean to do that because he was arguing that he thought he could have made a good pick.
Ernie, as a guy who throws cheap shots myself, I would have stood there and let him know I meant. You can tell he did not mean to do that. He's sitting there arguing with the referee.
Mean to do that. Come on, look.
No,
at
no,
I'm talking about Kelly Olynyk.
Okay, jeez, I was
you're talking about
come on.
Yeah, but listen, they shouldn't have suspended him. He's a good player. He's been playing well. But
it was kind of
Good defensive player too, man. That's
we do a lot
I
of
just think
NCAA.
the NBA missed this one.
Yeah, we do a lot of NCAA. That was the letter of the law.
Yeah.
That was like NCAA. When they suspend or they make a call, it's a lot of letter of the law. And in the NBA, there's a little interpretation along with the letter. So this was the letter of the law.
This was a push.
above the neck contact. Suspension, but it was not the intent. The intent was definitely not there with him.
Yeah, and I say that to me was not a.
But I would have he didn't know that. Oubre didn't know that there was no intent, because if you get hit like that, your first reaction, the same way you like to give cheap shots, you'd have ran to that.
Well, he says it's just the latest time he's been hit in the head by Kelly Olynyk.
Stop it! That's like when
I'm just saying.
I don't think they played.
It just shouldn't. I
don't think Kelly and Olynyk and Oubre, I don't think they have a relationship.
No, but
nobody on these.
I don't mind. I love them. These guys going at each other. They don't like each other. I love that. But the NBA blew that one.
Tie series at the end of the night, or is Boston taking a 3-1 lead?
I got.